Hello guys, welcome back to TV's live coverage of the Corsair Vengeance Cup between Meet Your Makers and Demoralised for game number 2. If you have just joined us, game number 1 went to Meet Your Makers. We weren't in to see that one, but obviously they are now 1-0 up in this best of 3 format. I'm Matt, is joined by Apoc, and it doesn't look like we're going to have any early team fights here. You do have 4 players from Meet Your Makers camping around this bush, and I'm going to be joined by Tarek to make that 5. And on the opposition, you've got 3 from Demoralised on the kind of symmetrically opposed to them, and Rise with Udia towards the top jungle. So I don't think we're going to see any early team fights kicking off here. Meet Your Makers may very well be setting up for that jungle invade, potentially onto blue. They're going to have in the jungle themselves Alistair, and of course Alistair taking that blue will be very, very helpful. Urgot may also take that one as well, because Urgot of course can just spam across, and we are going to see this engage coming in. A flash has been used from Tarek, does manage to land the stun onto Soraka, but quick reactions from Soraka will allow her to flash away herself, and she's not going to get caught out just yet. So a couple of pokes there from either team. Rise is going to try and perhaps come around from the side here. They're going to try and pincer themselves around Meet Your Makers. Transfusion used from Vladimir has been caught there from Rise. Well, Rune Prison will be used from Rise. And now Tarek is trying his best to try and get himself in between both teams, but he's actually going to go down from Udia there. So Tarek pretty much sacrificing himself. I was about to say trying to get himself involved in this team fight, trying to alleviate some of the pressure from the rest of his team, and now Alistair's gone in and pulverized up, but Urgot on very low health. You're going to see Demoralised flashing through that wall in form of Skarner, who's going to pick up the second kill. So 2-0 down now on Meet Your Makers. And that's going to be a red buff as well, going towards that Skarner, unless Alistair can come round and steal that, which exactly what he's done there, just running through with Smite, will pick up the red buff. So that jungle invade kind of denied, but 2-0 Apop. But to be fair, I mean, we've seen this a few times in Corsair Vengeance Cup. In the last game, Extensive obviously did get the lead and they managed to convert it, but often a team will start very strong. That's not necessarily how it will end though.
No. I mean, the early kills, everybody's level 1. Some people squishier than others, and obviously become stronger throughout the game. I do think that was a bit weird, trying to push. It was a good idea, push for their blue, but you know, it wasn't going to pay off with that composition that they have. But yeah, I don't think anybody's got the advantage at the minute. Yes, obviously, there's a bit of advantage, but I know I contradict myself. But I don't think it's a very, very set in stone, you know, who's got it at the minute.
Well, yeah, I mean, the gold advantage is only about 800. Say only, that's basically a dragon. So it's not the end of the world here from Meet Your Makers. Yes, they overextended. Yes, it wasn't necessarily the greatest of starts from them. A bit sloppy to say the least, but this it's still early days. We're only 3 minutes 40 through this matchup. They currently do have a buffer in the sense that they won that first game. So in worst case scenario, even if they lose this one, they still have the third to take this match home. So we are going to see at top playing that Olaf against Udia. Olaf has a level above, using that reckless swing just to cut right through Udia, but of course it does damage to himself as well, so you have to use that sparingly. And now perhaps there's going to be a gank coming on here as Alistair's going to push up towards top lane. This is what I was talking about before, the old 1-2 combo, headbutts away, then pulverizes. This is going to be a kill for Olaf, and that's the strength right there in a nutshell of Alistair jungle. Great work from him. Skarner could be caught out as well. He's only level 2 actually, so if Alistair can time this one right, well, I was going to say if he could time the 1-2 right again, could be a second kill, but instead just headbutted him away to the sanctuary of Skarner's tower. So we are now 2 for 1 with Meet Your Makers pulling that one back. Olaf is a kind of character that you do not want to farm too hard at top. He's very, very scary up there, and with a lot of farm late and mid-game, he's also going to be just as scary, if not more so, with the likes of a Frozen Mallet and Atmars and Paler, if that's the route he's going to go, which I'd expect. Maybe even more Mogzana as well. In the meantime, at mid-lane, you're going to see another gank from Alistair, as it's going to be actually Rise going down this time, so that early 2-0 lead has been completely turned on its head here, as a third will come up that bot lane. Soraka has been dropped from Urgot, so from 2-0 up, Demoralised were looking good, and now they're 3-2 behind, and that gold advantage has completely swung to 700k, 700 gold, sorry, not K, that'd be incredible. 700 gold in Meet Your Makers' favour, so they've pulled this one right back, Apoc, and actually gone ahead.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, you know, the first 2 kills, they're not always, they are important, but they're not you know, the towers aren't up, minions, well, towers are up obviously, but you can't push anything without the minions. Now the minions are up, you can always push your lane, get a bit of damage done to the tower, get a lot more gold. I think it means a lot more to get kills later on in the game than it does at the very start. You have the first blood, but again, it's just it's an item, you know, you can only buy one thing with it.
Absolutely, going to see a lot more action all over the map here. Rise is going to go down surely. In fact, he's just going to manage to escape there. Vlad tried his best. You can also see Udia flashing up with very low health as him and Olaf exchange some pretty heavy blows. Skana has came up top to try and pick up that kill onto Olaf, but Olaf already pulling back. Has also jogged through a health pot, so he should be alright for now. Has Vicious Strikes, which of course gives him a bit of kind of spell vamp and life steal, so he can pop that under the tower to pick himself up some more life. And Udia in the meantime is going to pull back and indeed recall. Bot lane looking fairly neutral at the moment. No one's really pushing ahead. I mean, Corki's on 39 creep score, Urgot's on 28, so in that sense Corki is obviously ahead. He has gone back to buy up a couple Doran's blades, but there have been by and large not too much action going down there. Vladimir is once again going to come under heavy attack. Going to recall next to the raids to try and buy up some items. Urgot's gone back as well, has got 1 for 1. Soraka could be going down here at the bot lane. Urgot has flashed in underneath that tower, but the exhaust could perhaps save Soraka for now. Tarek very nearly falling, and indeed that well-placed exhaust coming out from Soraka will save her life. I thought she was a goner there. Definitely going to be fish bait, but instead turns that one round, nearly actually gets a kill onto Tarek, and manages to push that Urgot back. So Alistair not really faring too well at bottom at the moment. Either way, let's switch back over towards mid. Vladimir's got 43 creep score, Rise on 26, so definitely looking good for Vladimir in there, and he has gone back and already finished off that Hextech revolver. I'm pretty damn certain I'll be going into Will of the Ancients very shortly, as soon as he has enough gold to finish that one off. And what's Rise been building up for himself? Well, he has a Sapphire Crystal and Boots of Speed. More than likely going to be going into the Tear of the Goddess or Catalyst of the Protector. Some more damage being applied at the top lane as Olaf is going to go in with the Reckless Swing and the Ignite. Can Udia escape here? The Undertow only just missing onto Udia, and had that have landed, Udia would have definitely been dead, but he's going to manage to escape with that turtle form on. We're so cool on there at top lane with Olaf, but he's going to be able to use this opportunity just to farm away instead. And you can see there at the moment, Apoc, that again, Meet Your Maker's starting to push ahead in the all gold difference. They're about 1k ahead as it stands right now after 8 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think the top lane, you know, I think it's the most exciting lane. Olaf, very strong, has lifesteal. Udyr, very strong, has, you know, he has a bit of lifesteal as well, not an awful lot. And it's sort of swinging back and forward. It all comes down to ganks, and that's how it was killed in the first place. But you know, mid lane, it's a bit touch and go, but bottom lane again, it's not very exciting at the minute either. I think top lane's where the action is, and I think that's where most of the kills and gold and advantage will come from.
Sorry, but yeah, the stream chat never fails to make me giggle sometimes. Either way, let's follow on with the action here. As we are going to try and find some action, but nothing seems to really be happening from your teams. Having said that, Alistair is going to jump in with the headbutt and the pulverize. Nice emo play coming up from Vladimir. Surely Vladimir is going to die. Indeed he will. The question is, can they pick up the kill onto Skarner as well? Impale has been used, going to pull Vladimir back onto that tower. Could be a kill coming in from Skarner. Indeed it will be, and Skarner turns that team fight on its head. I thought that was going to be a 2-for-0 exchange, instead going back for the 1-for-1. And now you're going to have Alistair in no man's land, looking quite precarious, but he has headbutted Soraka away. Pulverizes upper as well. This is surely going to be a kill from Urgot. In fact, Alistair finishes it off. Great play from Alistair, once again showing exactly why he chose to play Ali in that jungle area. So good. What is the score right now? He's on 2 kills, 0 deaths, 2 assists, has the boots of mobility, of course, because he wants to be able to land those pulverizers and headbutts. That's really all there is to Alistair, and he's now going to go recall. Has got the Philo Stone already, now going to buy Heart of Gold outright, so that gold per 10 is going to be looking pretty good, and of course with that plus 250 health he's going to be that little bit tankier. So 5-for-3 is the overall scoreline. 12.6k gold coming in for Meet Your Makers and 10.9 coming in for Demoralize. But Olaf looking to have the better of this top lane. 61 creep score to Udia's 42. Olaf has picked up the Ruby Crystal, the Vampiric Scepter, the Boots of Speed, and the Doran's Blade as well. And on the flip side, Udia has got the Cloth Armor, 2 Doran's Blades, and Boots of Speed. So it has kind of gone to a fairly stale, stagnant standstill here. No one really pushing in or trying to do too much. Having said that, bot lane, we are going to have some action kicking off just as I'm talking there. Curse commentator, Soraka could be going down here from Udia. Had to pop that ultimate. She had Ignite though, so a lot of that heal did get completely denied. But here comes Skarner to pick up the kill onto Tarek. In the meantime, Soraka's going to get taken down 1-4 in exchange. But Urgot surely will be falling here to Skarner and Corki as well. In the meantime, you're going to have Olaf actually taking down Udia at the top lane. But let's keep it here with Urgot as he's so nearly going to be getting dropped. There we go. Corki will pick that one up. So that 2-kill deficit stays, and it's now 7-5, and it's just kind of everybody is trying to slap each other over the face right now as Alistair is going to be pushing down towards that mid. Did headbutt Rise away from the tower, but Rise very quickly reacting, flashing back to his tower, which is fortunate for him because I'm pretty sure Alistair was just about to pulverize him into the air. Had that happened, pretty certain he would have died. In that meantime though, Scon and Corki are going to try and pick up this dragon. They have completed it now, and that's going to be some more gold coming in for Demoralize. So even though they're 2 kills behind, only 900 gold behind overall.
Yeah, I was sitting here looking at the dragon going, why has nobody touched this? Why has nobody touched it? But it's not even warded by any teams either, you know. So I don't think the warden's very good. Obviously top's warded, and that's it. Each of them have wards, so there's something to be using them. So there's no coverage, and I don't really gives you that much of an advantage. Like they could have come back, smite dragon themselves, but no, let's just give everybody a free dragon because we don't want a ward.
Yeah, the warding has been a bit lackluster to say the least, and it's going to need to improve here, especially on Baron is up. Of course, Baron will spawn at 15 minutes through this game, so another 2 minutes 30 remaining before Baron makes an appearance. At the moment, that top lane looking once again very strong in Olaf's favour. He's going to push the envelope against Olaf. Olaf has to pull back. In the meantime, we're going to have some more action at bot lane. Interact will go down from Urgot. Urgot using that Hyperconnect position reverser to change positions with Corki there, but Corki using Valkyrie just to go over that wall and find himself some safety at the tower. So that is still going to be 1 kill on the board, and that exchange to meet your makers who move 8-5 ahead. Udia under very heavy attack at top lane. Surely going to fall here from Alistair and Olaf. Indeed he will, as Olaf will finish that one up. Once again Alistair involved in a ganking situation, but now they could become the hunted here, as here comes Skarner and Rise up to the top lane. Alistair can't eat too much damage or else he will be going down very shortly, but look at that damage onto Rise. Rise is actually going to get completely exploded there, and Alistair could actually survive this. Skarner's trying his best to pick up this kill onto Alistair. Alistair flashing away. So much slows from this Olaf. Surely Alistair can't escape. Yes, he will somehow. And that's going to be a 3-for-0 exchange overall. And Alistair is a very lucky bull right now. But that flash definitely saving his life. Skarner must have just jumped out his window in pure frustration. And that's going to be 11-5. So the goal difference, and once again, going back into Meet Your Maker's favour very strongly. They're currently 19.6k gold to Demoralize's 16k gold, so nearly 4k differential there. Udi is going to come towards top. I don't think he can realistically take down this Vladimir on his own, but Vladimir has to be careful because there is obviously a tower right there next to him. And Udi is actually doing a lot of damage to his credit. He's actually going to try and chase after Vladimir here, but he could actually find himself getting put 6 foot under as he puts Ignite onto Vlad. Vlad's going to use Hemoplague as well. Not sure about this play from Vladimir. Maybe going to try using that Sanguine Pool going in there, but it's maybe not necessarily the greatest of ideas. They're going to try and fight once again as Udia comes back. Sanguine Pool has been used, but he will get down from Udia while he's inside that Sanguine Pool. So a bit of a cataclysmic failure from Vladimir at top. And I was saying I wasn't entirely sure about that play, and he got punished for it. So 11-6 now.
Yeah, Vlad was running around with his ulti up there the whole time, and I'm surprised he didn't use it before. You know, it gives him that extra heal. But it's very strange the way he didn't use it early. I think he could have got the kill then. Did you hear the music in the background, Sauce?
I can only imagine that, you know, you've got Skarner raging right now, and you've also got Vladimir raging as well, because they were both such close calls. You couldn't really call them either way. In the meantime, at top lane, You can have Olaf fighting onto Udia. Udia should be going down here, has absolutely no health, although Undertow has missed again. The stun has come in, but there you go. Olaf will finish that one off, and he moves himself to 4-0. Has the Phage, has the Giant's Belt, looking very tanky. Almost certain he will be building that into the Frozen Mallet, and more than likely Atmar's Impaler afterwards, making him very tanky and a lot of AD to boot. So 13-6 the scoreline. There was a bit of kind of a ruckus at that bot lane as well, but nothing to really write home about amongst all that action at top. And Udia right now not looking too strong, still out for another 2 seconds. But let's have a quick switch over to bot lane as Tarek and Urgot are trying to push up here against Corki and Soraka. You're going to have Urgot on 93 creep score and Corki on 93, so dead even at that bot lane. Urgot has got the Brutalizer, the Chain Vest, 2 Doran's Blades and Boots. But here we go, we're going to have a big engage coming in from Demoralize. Simply have to pick up these 2 kills. Impale has been used onto Urgot, completely shutting him down and denying any further participation in this 4v2 fight. Now it's just down to Tarek, but he has that tower to fall back to, so I doubt he's going to be falling anytime soon. He may get dove though if he plays this one a tiny bit too arrogantly. But of course he does have the stun. He has popped his ultimate though to try and defend this tower, and for now it's going to do just that as the 4 players from Demoralize have to pull back. Alistair's coming down with his Boots of Mobility, and Rise is also coming down, so we could have another team fight kicking off as we're going to have Alistair jumping right into the midst, but he's on his own, so he could be going down here. In fact, they've decided to just focus that Tarek and also the Vladimir instead, and smart play from both of them here as Vladimir should be going down. Another Pulverize from Alistair, and it's going to be Rise going on to Vladimir. Surely Vladimir's going to fall here. Yes, he will from Rise. Rise just manages to escape, so again, a bit of a strange engage there from Alistair. I mean, it was sort of a 3 versus 4 situation with Tarek on very low health. At top lane, looks like Udia is going to get dropped once again from Olaf. He has done a nice flash through the wall there, so he will manage to escape once again as we're going to have more team fight at bot lane. Urgot's came back, obviously respawning up, going to try and take down that Skarner, as he's just chasing after him as fast as he possibly can. Has landed that Noxing Cross in charge, now going to be opened up with Acid Hunt, but Soraka's constant heals are going to keep Skarner in the fight and allow him to pull back as Corki's going to be going on to Alistair. Corki wants hit in the air, and the Summoner heal does come into effect, so that was going to be any more action ensuing there. But 13-9's the score, 25.2k gold and 2 towers down for Meet Your Makers, 20.9k gold for Demoralize with 0 towers down. And it's only a matter of time before we see that Dragon getting taken out from one of these teams. It is back up again.
Yeah, Dragon's back up, but again, no wards from any of the teams. But I'm not too sure what Alistair was trying to do there before. I think you would assume they were on TeamSpeak or Ventrilo or something, you know, to coordinate, but it just didn't seem. He just jumped in and everybody sort of stood around waiting.
Absolutely, Dragon was going down in the meantime though from Demoralize, I think, picked that one up. And an Impale used onto Tarek. That's going to allow Urgot to keep spamming away though, so I'm not entirely sure about that focus. Vladimir comes in with Teemo play, going to be doing a lot of damage to pretty much everyone. Corki has gone down. You're going to have Skarner on pretty much 0 health there. Surely going to be shut down from Vladimir. Indeed, he will be. Alistair jumps in with the headbutt Pulverize combination. Soraka's been killed as well. There's Rise going down from Olaf. Huge team fight coming in from Meet Your Makers. Make themselves 17-9 ahead with that Dragon as well. And you have to feel this bot tower is definitely going down any second now, as it is on full health, but you're going to have 4 players in fact, with Vladimir pulling back towards mid, just taking this one out. Udia cannot do anything to stop this one, so bot tower down. It's going to be even more gold into the back pocket of Meet Your Makers, who've now took down their 3rd tower. And how long do you think it's going to be before Baron becomes a central part of this game, Apox? Do you think it's going to be within the next few minutes, or is it going to be one of those games where the side tower is going to get pushed first?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I think once the mid tower is pushed down, you usually do the fallback on the Baron. But as I said earlier, there's still no wards even at Baron. That's like the most important, crucial part of the game, and neither team just wants to have control of it.
It's going to be some more fighting here as Olaf will get taken down, so Brolaf out of this exchange. Alistair also gets taken down, so that's 2 shutdowns in a row. Extra gold coming in for Demoralize. 17-11 behind though, and as you say, I mean, no wards whatsoever on Baron. I guess both teams are just assuming that it's not really going to be too important for the next few minutes. I would expect to see maybe a ward from Soraka and obviously a ward from Tarek going down there in the next little bit. But either way, Now at Demoralize are going to just farm up a tiny bit in their jungle, also at bot lane as well, letting Corki pick up some of those kills. Corki currently has Phage and Sheen, so more than likely going to be going for that Trinity Force. Urgot has picked up the Glacial Shroud as well, maybe going to go for the Frozen Heart. And let's have a look at Rise. He has the Tear of the Goddess and the Cat as the Protector. Most Rises will get a Banshee's Veil, a Frozen Heart, but he has just been switched with Urgot, so Urgot flashing in there trying to pick up some kills, but he doesn't know Scholar's actually behind him, so I'm not entirely sure about this engage. He's going to try and take down that Rise, but Impale has been used, and there's 4 players crushing him under that tower, and Urgot will fall. So I'm not sure if they knew that Scholar was looking around that position. If they had, I'm sure they wouldn't have engaged that one. But here comes Alistair now with the headbutt, tries to pulverize, but unfortunately misses everyone. But look at that damage from Vladimir, picking up the kill to Soraka. Heals are not going to feature in this team fight whatsoever. Udyr could be going down as well. So many times he's escaped to no health. I don't think it's going to be one of those times though. And there he goes. Alistair finishes him off. And you're going to have Corki just managing to escape by the skin of his teeth with little to no health. In fact, he won't as Vladimir flashes back in and completely cripples him. This is going to be a team ace. Will Vladimir fall? Yes, he will. Will Alistair fall? Yes, he will as well. Both are accredited towards Rise, but both of them, of course, from that tower. So that was a 5-for-2 exchange. Huge team fight once again from Meteor Maker. So they started really sloppy and slow APOC. We did say, you know, the very early game was looking a bit precarious. They were 0-2 down, but since then they've looked incredibly strong. Now they've pushed these mid towers down. They're going to have great positioning and great map coverage to pick up this Baron. Looks like Soraka could be dropping once again to Olaf. Yes, he will. And Olaf just looking way too strong. He has picked up the Frozen Mallet, and the surrender actually comes in there from Demoralize. So pardon the pun, they seem pretty demoralized with how fast they were getting took down in those team fights, and just say, look guys, we can't win this, let's just get it over and done with. So Meteor Makers are going to go through in the Corsair Vengeance Cup. That was game number 2, and they won both of them, APOC. I'm still a bit surprised at that surrender. I mean, the game wasn't over just yet.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to be hard for them to come back, but I don't think it was going to reach. There was still a Baron there for the taking. The towers weren't pushed very far back, you know. I still had a chance, but Olaf was, he was fed, like, you know. It's very difficult to come against a fed Olaf, as you know, because you play him quite a lot.
Yeah, once Olaf hits that Frozen Mallet kind of stage, especially if it's early, once he gets the Atmos as well, it is pretty damn hard to take him down, because of course he has Ragnarok, which allows him to be completely immune to CC for a few seconds. He's very difficult to actually get out of your face. He's consistently going to be there, plus the fact he had Ghost, I believe, as well, so he can just run in those team fights, just mowing everybody down. That's kind of what we saw, and I think Demoralize just realised, look guys, it's going to take us at least 20-25 minutes to just turtle in deep, and then even then we're probably not going to win. Baron was completely free there as well for Meteor Makers, and obviously they just threw in the towel. So congratulations to Meteor Makers, commiserations to Demoralize, as they are going to be knocked out of the Corsair Vengeance Cup, and I think we'll be bringing you the 3rd game of Absolute Legends against Extensive quite shortly. Baz, can you just confirm that for us? Okay, so it is due to start at 20:30 GMT, 21:30 CET, so not for another 40 or so minutes, but obviously it depends on how Absolute Legends other tournament games are going. So stay tuned guys, and we should be bringing you that 3rd matchup relatively shortly. We'll give you updates if and when we find out any additional information, so keep tuned guys, and we'll see you very shortly for more Corsair Vengeance Cup action.